Good morning, dear friends. Didn't plan to share anything today, but I thought I would. Remember, this is my journal. This is where it hurts my hands to write, so I record my walk with the Lord and I load it up to YouTube, and it serves as my journal. And most of the things that I upload are private between me and the Lord, just my honest talks with Him. But some things I share that in case that might help somebody else. Because, in the scriptures where it says, do not be surprised by this fiery trial. Don't you know that all throughout the world your brothers and sisters are enduring through the same kind of sufferings? So, if it would help somebody to know that they're not alone. Because it isn't a piece of cake walking with the Lord, is it? It's a daily dying to yourself. It's a picking up your cross. It's a sharing in others' burdens, which grieves and weighs down our hearts so many times. It's being corrected and disciplined, though the Lord is so gentle and kind when He does it, not like people. But what happened yesterday was somebody went off on me, hollered and screamed at me to the top of their lungs. I know, as hard as it was to try to keep this in mind, I know that they were very stressed, just going through a lot themselves. And when they were just raging against me, I knew that it was just them venting their anger, and it just so happened to come out on me. And I was just, my eyes are still swollen. I was just bawling, crying, and under my breath saying, Lord, please help, Lord. And I'm so thankful the Lord helped me not to fire back, not to respond in an angry way. Anyway, that happened. And my daughter caught a little whiff of it. Not all of it, thank the Lord. Try to protect my daughter from anything like that or stuff, but sometimes the Lord has me to share with her. So anyway, my daughter was telling me last night that she said, I just really let it out on the Lord last night, which is the way I've taught her is fine to do. Be yourself. You can talk with the Lord, cry to the Lord, fuss with the Lord, wrestle with the Lord. Like, was it Jacob? All night long. Whatever you got to do, as long as you're honest and real, He can handle that. Unlike many people. And she just really just poured out her heart to the Lord, and she said she was just saying things. Why are you letting my mom be treated that way? She hasn't done anything. She does everything. Why are you doing that, Lord? And she said this thought came to her mind, just like this, was, well, you do that to her too. You hurt her feelings sometimes, and the way you talk to her, and the way you act towards her sometimes. That's what she heard. And then right after that, a scripture came to her mind. And the scripture was, before you try to get the splinter out of somebody else's eye, get the log out of your own eye. And she just said, I'm sorry, Lord, that I do treat my mom. She's a teenager, y'all. That stuff happens. But anyway, she said, I'm sorry that I make mom feel bad sometimes and everything. And she just, left it with the Lord. But, you see that? How, even though I went through an affliction and still waiting on the Lord to make it right, He will. But you remember when Paul was saying, I don't have exactly what scripture it was, maybe I will know it, but he says, when I am afflicted, it is for you. I am afflicted, but it is for your glory. And you see how the Lord used that, me being afflicted, having to go through a hard time, but it benefited somehow my daughter. She drew close to the Lord. She called out to him in trust, and knowing that he heard her, and expecting that he was going to help with the situation. And then at the same time, he convicted her heart of something he wants to work with her on, which is not being so quick to judge others, but take a look at your own heart. And that so far is the one good thing I've seen that come out of it. And I was reminded by the Lord last night when I felt so weary and so downhearted and sad. I was reminded, he said, I just felt like it came to me. He said, you trust me, Misty? You trust me? Do you believe me when I say that I cause all things to work together for your good? And I was like, yes, Lord, I trust you. It's just so hard. He said, I know. It's like, be patient, endure. I'm working on your behalf. So now I'm just trying to rest in that, trust him, that I don't have to defend myself or give my side of the story or take up for myself, that the Lord is working on my behalf in this other person's heart to soften their heart, change their mind, give them another perspective about how they're feeling and everything. I'm trusting the Lord to do his work, patiently enduring, even though it's so very hard. So I just thought I would share that. And maybe anybody else that's going through such hard times. I just say to you like the Lord said to me, do you trust me? Do you trust me that I see and know what's going on here? Do you believe that I'm going to work this for your good somehow, though you can't see it right now? Can you believe me for that? He said, for I am the Lord, I change not. I do not lie. Every word of mine will be accomplished, will prove true. We can cling to his promises. He's faithful. He's devoted to finish the work he started in us. And even through the hard times, he said he's a very present help in times of trouble. And by walking through these times of trouble, I'm having to believe that, get to know that. My faith grow in that area, that even through hard times and troubling times, worrisome times, fearful times, the Lord is very present. He cares, and he is causing all things to work out for our good. So, thank you for listening. I hope the Lord would use that somehow to help someone else, that you're not alone in your hard times. And whatever that is, that maybe only you and the Lord know about, he sure does know about it. He sure is working on your behalf, though you can't see it. Continue to wait on him. Continue to trust in him. Your faith is being tested. It has to grow, Get to know him more in a new way through these hard times. That's what I'm trying to do. I love y'all.